Hello, welcome to my channel, Valkyrie Makeup. So today I'm going to do a video that may not be trending anymore, but can be a lot of fun. And that is the I tried following a makeup video. And I'm probably the last person who has tried this challenge. So for today's video, I will be trying to attempt to create James Charles Easy Burn Special Effects Halloween makeup tutorial. Now, it's not Halloween and I don't celebrate Halloween, but I found that this is like a tutorial no one has done yet. Everyone did the blank canvas and other of his tutorials, so I decided to do this one because it's all special effects stuff. So let's get started.
I'm starting off by priming using my Benefit Professional, and then I'm just going right into my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick. I'm only applying both products on the one half of my face that I'm going to be doing the full glam on. Obviously the other half is going to be completely covered, so I'm not really worrying about it. And then I'm just going to buff it out using my Morphe M439 foundation brush. You guys know this is my favorite brush ever for foundation, and you can use code JAMES for 10% off all Morphe brushes and products. I would 100% definitely recommend them to you guys. To set my face, I'm going into my Morphe R3 brush and my MAC Studio Fix foundation powder. This is a new step I just recently added to my routine, but I've absolutely been loving this lately. It is the first MAC product I've kind of ever tried, but I really do like it, and it has completely saved the life of my under eyes and my nose contour, so I would definitely recommend to you guys. I'm now bronzing my face using my Morphe M527 brush and my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is the best big bronzer brush out there. Wow, that's a mouthful, but I like that one as well. To set under my contour, I'm using my Morphe R8 and some Coty Airspun. This is just ensure that my contour is super sharp and nice and defined. To contour my nose, I'm using my JD Wadey nose contouring brush. You guys know if you follow me on Twitter that I have been dying to get this. I accidentally took it from my friend at Generation Beauty New York, but I'm not sorry about it. To start off my brows, I'm using my Benefit brow brush and just spooling the hairs out to make sure they get in the place that I want them to. And then I'm just going into the Benefit Brow Gel in the shade number 5 to start sketching them out. I'm just drawing the line on the bottom of the brow. I'm going in kind of messily because we're going to be cleaning it up in a second anyway, but I'm just defining that bottom line and then starting to kind of fill in the tail and the middle of the brow, making sure it is very on fleek. And then with whatever product is left over, I'm just bringing that to the front of the brow and drawing little flickety doodahs to kind of have that Instagram ombre brow that we all know and love. To clean up my brows, I'm using my LA Girl Pro Concealer again and this random flat top brush. I can't find my Morphe M410 anywhere, so I'm just using this one for the time being. It works equally as well, and then I'm using the same concealer once again to prime the eyelid and then just setting that in place with my Morphe E45 and some Coty Airspun base. For the eyes today, I'm going to use my Morphe 35O palette. If you haven't heard of this, get out of the rock you've been living under. I promise the real world is a good time. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes. It is beautiful and warm. It is perfect for fall, and you can use code JAMES for money off. I would definitely recommend if you haven't checked it out. I'm just using my M433 brush and some orange shades to build up the crease and the outer corner. I forgot to film a product shot of the palette, so I can't show you guys what colors I was using. Sorry, I will definitely make sure to do that for the next video, but any transitional orange shades will work. And then I'm just using my M562 brush and a little bit of a darker brown to enhance the crease and the lower lash line to give it a little bit more defining darkness and depth to the smoky eye we have going on. And then to finish off this really simple eye, I'm just going into that shimmer shade from the palette and a random, once again, concealer brush that I don't know where it's from. For my wing today, I'm using my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. This is my favorite liner ever. It is so good and the tip is super small. I actually ended up messing up my eyeliner a lot of times today. I don't know really what was going on, but let's be real, we all have those days. The liner kept getting thicker and longer until it was like a good wing, but I do end up liking how it turned out in the end, so I guess the moral of the story is don't give up if something isn't going your way. or it's really just liquid liner. It's not that serious, James. Anyways, I'm then just going to the Sigma brow highlighting pencil to line my waterline to give it a nice pop and to open my eyes. I love this mascara, as you guys know. I never stop talking about it, which probably gets pretty annoying, but it's literally the only one I use, so might as well just be honest with you guys and tell you how annoying I am when it comes to switching products. For lashes today, I decided to pop on a Lena lash in the style Serena. I'm only applying one lash since the other half is going to be covered once again, but I'm just using some Duo and some tweezers to get that on there. To add some glow, I'm using my Morphe M501 brush and my Anastasia Illuminator in So Hollywood. This is like my favorite highlighter ever, and it is coming back, which I'm so excited about, so if you've been dying to get your hands on it, your time will be soon, so definitely keep your eyes peeled. And then to finish off this glam half of this look, I'm using my Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Pasadena. You can use code James Charles for 30% off, and Ofra does have my favorite liquid lipstick formula, so if you haven't checked them out, you definitely should. And that completes the glam half of this makeup tutorial. It's nice and simple, but let's get started now. So I'm starting off this gore side by covering my entire brow using some Vaseline or some petroleum jelly. Liquid latex can pull at hairs, and we're going to be using a lot of it, so it's really important that you create that barrier so you don't rip out and give yourself a wax job all your little hairs on your face, and especially if you're like me and you're a guy, this is really important. So I'm just going in with some liquid latex right from the little tube, and I'm going right around my eyebrow. I'm going to cover that first just to get it out of the way, so I'm just putting a good amount around the brow, and then starting off with a ripped tissue and just slapping it on there. We're going to be using tissues, latex, and cotton balls to achieve the burnt effect today. So I'm just putting on some latex, putting on the ripped tissue, and then going back over the edges of the tissue with more liquid latex to kind of seal it in place. This definitely just takes a lot of like practicing and just kind of getting your method going. It definitely got easier as I went along, but it was pretty strange just to like glue things onto my face when I was starting off. But it turned out pretty well, so definitely just try to figure out the best way that works for you. I just kept layering latex and then tissues and then latex and then tissues, and that's kind of what worked best. One thing I figured out was make sure you're using a lot of latex when you go back over your layers like I am right now. A lot of times if you didn't use a lot, you could pull up the tissue like it is right here, so you really want to make sure you're using a lot of latex to kind of like really set that in place and make sure that it is stuck. So I also used cotton balls to add some texture. It was definitely recommended on a lot of the special effects tutorials I was watching. My cotton balls were kind of disintegrating instead of like pulling apart nicely, so I only ended up using a few of them, which sucked, but I just made it work with the tissue, so definitely experiment and see what works best for you to add some texture. To start off the paint job, I'm using this random highlighting brush from I think Jouer and my Makeup Forever Flash palette in obviously the red shade, and I'm just going over that entire side of the liquid latex with the red. I made sure to powder the liquid latex too with my setting powder, but I'm just giving a nice base coat, and then I am stippling the edges to make sure it's kind of blended out and kind of evenly transitions between the two sides. To add some more dimension, I use that same brush and mix together the black and brown shades around the eyes, nose, and the corner of the mouth to really make it look like I am charred and was burnt to the crisp. And of course, I had to kind of contour a little bit with some black, so I'm just using the black on my jawline as well as my contour line just to make it look like I have some sort of defining features underneath my third-degree burns. Now I really wanted to add one final layer of dimension because I felt like the look was missing something. My friend Alex Faction taught me this awesome trick if you don't have fake blood. You can totally use lip gloss that's probably laying around your makeup drawer. So I just used a bunch of different dark reds, but the main one I used was the Morphe gloss in Villain, and I felt like it really just pulled everything together and really does look like fake blood and really made the burn come to life. This is my first time ever using special effects makeup with like liquid latex and the whole shebang. I'm honestly pretty proud of myself. I really love how this turned out. Definitely some room for improvement though. But if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already.